Coming off hot from the previous week where we got a large change to the combat system, this week is a much tamer standard patch week. Before we get into those patches though, a couple of quick announcements. There are some scheduled maintenance on March 12th, that's tomorrow if you're watching this on release, Tuesday at 9 to 11 UTC, 1 to 3 PST, or 19 to 21 AEST. During this period, all game worlds will be temporarily unavailable for both RuneScape and old school RuneScape. So once again, March 12th, this week's Tuesday. Moving on, Prime Gaming is coming to a close for the foreseeable future. So whatever you've collected from March will be the final drop in Prime Gaming. Also important to note that in a similar fashion, March 28th sees the final date of the RuneScape official forums. General RuneScape discussion is going to likely resume on the more popular avenues like Reddit, Twitter, and the official RuneScape Discord. And the last announcement is an upcoming live stream later this week. On Wednesday, March 13th at 17 game time, we have an Easter themed live stream. So if you're curious about what's happening as far as RuneScape's concerned for Easter, stay tuned this Wednesday on Twitch, March 13, 17 game time. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video so far, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you'd like to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Thank you. All those announcements out of the way, we're now going to finally take a look at the patch notes and see what's been updated with today's patch week. Starting off with some hot fixes, these have been applied during the previous week, but worth noting. Damage numbers for manifestation of Arathor's corruption shot has been corrected. Fixed an issue that made auto and special attack in legacy combat mode much more powerful than intended. This affects PvM and PvP. Fixed an issue that allowed the instability special attack to cast with no cooldown if you swapped the lunar spellbook before activating the special attack. Fixed an issue that meant players that died before Thok's smashing buffs started were unable to reclaim any items held by death. Fixed an issue that allowed some players to start Mandrith Slayer challenge before reaching level 101 in the Slayer skill. Moving on to some changes to the recent combat update, the position of the freedom animation was raised so it does not appear on the floor. Completed a pass over animation priorities for ranged abilities to ensure animations feel more fluid. Corruption Blast now spreads correctly when fighting certain Slayer monsters. Fixed an issue that caused the Metamorphosis ability to reduce PvP damage rather than increase it. The Split Soul icon now correctly reverts back to Soul Split when buffs are cleared. Fixed an issue that caused the Draconic Slash Dragon Scimitar special attack to be removed from the player's buff bar upon being recast before the cooldown had finished. Taking a look at the Kandarin graphical update, lighting brightness has been adjusted in Pref Dinis, and the blue crystal has been changed back to white on top of the walls in Pref Dinis. Changes regarded to the quest requirement cleanup. They corrected a couple of typos when using a rose-tinted lens on Betty's counter during While Gothic Sleeps. Added handling for Hand in the Sand and While Gothic Sleeps when both quests are eligible to use Betty's counter. Added 43 magic requirement to Dimension of Disaster Defender of Varrock, as it previously relied on inheriting 59 magic from Family Crest via Defender of Varrock. Removed a couple of lingering 30 defense requirements from Between a Rock's Golden Helmet. Lowered While Gothic Sleep's 65 defense requirement to 40 defense since it no longer requires King's Ransom, which no longer requires 65 defense. In Blood Runs Deep, Brunt, the Chieftain, now only comments about one of the benefits of Fremnik Sea Boots 3 if you've claimed this reward. Taking a look at Necromancy, Max has finished leveling Necromancy and has reclaimed his Max Cape. Players will no longer see a message about unlocking a new appearance for Miso after each Raziel kill if they're above 1000 kills but have not yet unlocked the base Miso pet. Small Turoths had 42 range instead of attack. This has been corrected, and fixed an issue that prevented Miso's VFX from appearing if the pet was used as a familiar override. Lastly, we have some general changes. Fixed an issue that prevented rune pads in the Zamorak boss fight from charging. Fixed an issue that caused the rewards information text to overlap with icons within the Treasure Hunter probability interface for certain promos. Fixed typo in Air Mage Staff in the Augment store. Fixed an issue that caused fully charged augmented items to display they are running out of charges. Rebalanced the mini boss in the Desert Slayer dungeon mini quest. They all have more HP, damage, and have been cleaned up in general. The Basilisk boss in the Desert Slayer dungeon mini quest deals magic damage. The Basilisk boss deals magic to players that wear a mirror shield. The camera tilt effect in the Barrows Rise of the Sixth instance has been disabled. Camera shake settings is now taken into account during the dungeon collapse sequence. Camera shake intensity has been reduced. Removed a reference to Protean planks as an option in the required items list of the new Foundations quest, since Protean planks can no longer substitute for planks. Various monster attacks that left icicles on the ground are no longer festive. Master Completionists and Master Trim Completionists capes now can be worn with an active grace period. Both the exit option for the sinkholes are now available. The fairy wand can now be keepsake before completing the Fairy Tale Part 3 quest, and the wand won't disappear from the keepsake box when the quest is complete. Fixed an issue that caused the boss timer in Forecath boss to display time since last game update. Resolved an issue that caused the experience from the Tears of Guthix minigame to be given to an incorrect skill. The Clan Cloak will now remain equipped if players log out. And lastly, fixed an issue that caused the Dark Shard of Lang and Dark Sliver of Lang to use incorrect inventory icons. And that is it for your patch notes. Link to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below. If you missed last week's video, it'll be on screen now, so see you there if you choose to check it out. If not, I'll see you with the next game update video here on the channel. And with that, I am out. Aloha.